What's up, everyone? We all know the Miami Dolphins have a massive, gaping hole at the cornerback position after the Jalen Ramsey trade. The current plan seems to be a combination of hope and prayer with young and proven players. But what if there's a solution? What if a contender, loaded with defensive talent, was willing to part with a starting caliber corner for a reasonable price? A new trade proposal has emerged that connects the Dolphins with the Cleveland Browns, and honestly, it makes a ton of sense for both sides. The trade proposal. This idea comes from Corey Woodruff over at For Win. It's a simple, clean, and intriguing trade. Here's the breakdown. The Miami Dolphins receive CB Greg Newsome 2. The Cleveland Browns receive a 2026 fifth-round pick and a 2026 seventh-round pick. Let's dig into why this move could be a win for everyone involved. Why it makes sense for the Dolphins. This one is obvious. Miami's need at cornerback is desperate. Immediate starter. Greg Newsome, a former first-round pick, would step in on day one and immediately fill one of the starting outside cornerback spots. He's an experienced, proven NFL player. Plugs the Ramsey hole. This move directly addresses a void left by the Jalen Ramsey trade, giving the Dolphins a much more reliable option than relying on rookies and improving players like Storm Duck and Cam Smith. Low acquisition costs. Giving up a couple of late-round picks 2 years from now for an immediate starting cornerback is a price you pay every single time if you have championship aspirations. Why the Browns would even consider it? This is the more interesting side of the deal. Why would a team with an elite defense trade away a good player? Contract situation. This is the key driver. Newsome is playing on his fifth-year option. He's set to become a free agent after the season, and the Browns may not plan on re-signing him to a big contract. This is a classic case of getting value for a player before he walks away for nothing. Positional strength. The Browns are loaded on defense. Their defensive front is arguably the best in the NFL, and they have other talented players in the secondary. The article notes they'd be betting on younger guys like Chigozie Newsome and Cameron Mitchell to step up, but it's a bet they can afford to make from a position of strength. It's a reasonable price. The article calls a return, a fifth and a seventh, a reasonable price for an average third cornerback on an expiring contract. For Cleveland, it's about recouping assets for a player who might not be in their long-term future. The big question. This feels like one of those rare trades that genuinely helps both teams achieve their goals. The Browns get future assets for a player they might lose anyway, and the Dolphins get an immediate, desperately needed starter at a low cost. So, I'm putting you in the GM chair for Dolphins. Do you make this call? Is Greg Newsome for a couple of late-round picks the move that solidifies his defense? Or do you hold out for another option? Let me know your decision in the comments. One moment he's opening the doors for an exit. The next he's apologizing to his quarterback. The Tyreek Hill saga Miami is a roller coaster of emotions, rumors, and massive dollar signs. Despite his public commitment to the Dolphins, trade speculation refuses to die down, forcing fans to ask a difficult question. Is the NFL's most electrifying player truly loyal, or is he just biding his time? Let's rewind. The drama ignited after a frustrating 2023 season, capped by a Week 18 loss. In a moment of raw emotion, Hill hinted at an exit, a comment that sent shockwaves through the fan base. He quickly walked it back, apologizing directly to Tua Tagovailoa, and the Dolphins organization worked to smooth things over. But the damage was done. The door to speculation had been opened, and it has never fully closed. A down year in 2024, where Hill posted just 959 receiving yards, only added fuel to the fire. While much of that can be attributed to Tua missing 6 games with injuries, the dip in production gave critics ammunition. Now, the rumors are swirling again, with some analysts insisting a trade is still a possibility. But why? 2 major reasons: frustration and finances. Hill is a supreme competitor, and the team's inconsistencies have clearly worn on him. But the real driver might be his contract. Hill is on a massive $120 million deal, with a staggering $51.8 million cap hit looming in 2026. That's a number that makes any general manager sweat, and makes a future trade seem financially logical. However, let's look at the reality on the ground. CBS Sports analyst Jeff Kerr called the trade talk a massive overreaction. Why? Because this is a make-or-break season for the Dolphins. Their playoff hopes rest squarely on the shoulders of a healthy Tua connecting with his game-breaking receiver. Remember 2023? Hill was unstoppable, racking up nearly 1,800 yards and 13 touchdowns. That's his true value. Trading away your single most explosive player when you're trying to make a deep playoff run seems like organizational malpractice. It's a move that would signal a rebuild, not a championship push. So, what's the verdict? While the financial pressure is real and Hill's past comments keep the rumors alive, his importance to the team's immediate success is undeniable. For 2025, Tyreek Hill is a Dolphin. The real question is whether this loyalty will last beyond the next season, especially with that massive contract on the horizon. Do you think the Dolphins should consider trading Hill to solve their future cap problems? Or is he simply too valuable to let go? Let us know in the comments.